Hey everybody, Samantha Basuto Drucker here, and we have a very special interview today with Chris Weaver, musical talent extraordinaire. So excited to talk to you, Chris Weaver, and find out all the latest and the greatest. I've heard great things. We're going to get right into it. You have so much going on, and I've been hearing about you blowing up for such a long time now. And we have a mutual friend, Yvonne, who has been telling me all about you. I've been following you on your Insta, on your social, and I know you have a concert. Do tell.
I do. So I'm Chris Weaver, known as my artist name now, CJW. I was on season 13 of The Voice, and I've just been trying to make my way through to pursue this music talent. And then I met Yvonne, my publicist, and she has really pushed me to go the extra mile and to really pursue this and things are starting to happen. And so now I have I'm signed to a label, Sound Heard, also because of Yvonne's connection. So I am the flagship artist for Sound Heard Records, and because of them, I am releasing my first EP on December 20th, which we'll be doing a show that same day at Drome in the East Village.
That is fantastic. Okay, tell us again. Tell our audience again, please. Where can we see you?
Tickets are $20, and they are available on, if you go to my Instagram, actually, the bio is at the top of my page where you can buy the tickets.
Fantastic. Okay, excellent. Everybody, be there or be square. Now, we have so much to ask you, but now Martina is also a musical talent. So I think it's appropriate that we let Martina ask you some questions, artist to artist.
Do it.
Chris, as a musical talent, I totally understand having different inspirations or influences from different artists. I looked into your discography a bit, especially like the covers that you were doing on The Voice. And I just wanted to know, like, what artists can you really say influence the music that you're trying to make these days?
So I'm trying to really bring music, like be modern and with the times also, but also but I want to bring back a feeling of when music made people feel good and when it made people, so when it comes to my inspirations, I really reach back to like the Luther Vandrosses and the Anita Bakers and because that's what I grew up on. My mother went to church on Sundays and my dad didn't go to church. So the rare Sundays I got to stay home with my dad, I got to hear that all day. And I loved it. So, and that's really the feeling I want to bring back to R&B music.
The inspirational.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Are you about the same register as Luther Vandross? It sounds like you're close in register.
I am. A lot of people often, so many people say, you sound like Luther. So yeah.
I have a good ear. I was like the same register.
I think he's a little higher than me because it's hard to get up there.
Yes.
So I have another question for you, Chris. Alongside your musical influences, what genre would you say that you're working in right now?
I would say it's more R&B. I think we, it's so funny because you think when you want to do music, especially when you go to these competitions, you're like, I want to do everything. I want them to know I'm eclectic. And then you find out that no, people want you to be in a lane. Like record companies want you to be in the lane, labels want you to be in the lane, the industry wants you to be in a lane. And so we decided that we wanted to go. I mean, I grew up singing gospel all my life, but I decided I wanted to go a different route. So R&B is definitely the route that we decided to take.
Chris, can I ask you to do something crazy?
Oh gosh, what's that?
Come on, I'm gonna put you on the spot now. Give me a bar or two, just something a cappella, couple phrases.
Oh, okay.
Sing it for us. Little something.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. not just for some, but for everyone, everyone. Thank you.
That was absolutely amazing.
You just made my day.
Thank you.
And I think you've just given some love to our audiences. So thank you so much for that, Chris. Chris, I have another question. I love to ask this question. Your most recent song, or any song that is in your current show,
Mm-hmm.
do you have a favorite? And is there a particular inspiration that led you to write?
Ooh, that is a good question. Um, I would probably say my favorite is Body Right, which is on the new EP. And so the lyrics says, it's got to get my body right, get all this extra weight up out of my life. And I think that through the process of trying to make these songs my own, because I mean, I didn't necessarily write all of them. So it's one thing when you can write a song and deliver it. And so, and it's easy to learn a cover and deliver it. But when you have writers, it's really sitting with the song and saying, how can I make this my own? And so I think that I was dealing with a lot of things in that process, like with my regular life. And so I think those words are my favorite, and I think they're really powerful. Got to get my body right, get all this extra weight up out of my life. And I think that's
No holiday cookies for me.
But whether it's cookies or negative people or whatever, it's just saying, you got to get it right. And we're going to a new year, so I think it's very timely.
I love that. I think when artists are able to get real with some of their personal experiences and turn it into art, the result is usually pretty fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Martina, is there anything else? I know you must be burning with questions. I'm going to let you.
I am burning with questions. I just kind of wanted to delve a little bit deeper into what you were talking about. So you said that you grew up in the church, and I would just love to know the way that like gospel music really influenced the music that you're making currently.
So I mean, growing up, the basics when you learn gospel, you learn that gospel music is good news. And so I grew up around that all my life. Like I would go to school, and my mother would call and be like, why is the radio station on Hot 97? Or why is the TV on BET? And I'm like, Mom, they play gospel in the mornings, but I mean that I fell into gospel music and I loved it, and I just loved it. And so I think that was the first experience I had with music actually causing a response or a reaction from people. And so I was, as I started getting older and listening to other music, I said, well, this can't just, it can't just be from gospel music that this happens. And so, then again, you started listening to R&B, and there's just certain songs that come on, and like a certain Gladys Knight song can come on, and everybody in the room will just be like, oh, and so you learn that music when you learn to tap into that emotion of the music, then it really is, that's still good news. And so, I mean, church has definitely had a major impact on what I'm doing today. I always try to put a little church in some of my songs, just give them a little something. So I don't want to forget my roots.
I love that.
That's amazing.
I love that. Chris, thank you for bringing us a little bit of good news.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so with that, we have to wrap it up. And I know you have big things you got to get to. I want to wish you happy holiday, Chris Weaver. I hope you break a leg at your concert. Can you please tell us all again where to see you and where to get your music please.
Yes. So my single is out right now. Take your time. CJW on all major streaming platforms. So you want to look up CJW, not Chris Weaver. CJW on all major streaming platforms. You can download and buy Take Your Time, which is my single out, which we just finished the music video for that I'm so excited about. And then join me for Major Stage Presents CJW Live at Drome, December 20th, 9 p.m. Tickets are $20. And if you go to my Instagram, which is Chris Weaver, you can find the link in my bio. And it's going to be a good time. This is my first EP release, so I'm very excited. So it'll be a live band and background singers, and we're just gonna do what it do. Make the music do what the music does. So.
Thank you so much, Chris. You heard it here today. This is DivaGalsDaily.com bringing you the latest in music with my co-host Martina, and you have been hearing Chris Weaver. Where to see him, where to get his music, you heard it here. Happy holidays, everybody.